Hi, this is Aziz Khan with today's headline news of some newspapers. Uh, Not all of them are newspapers, but websites of news channels. So we start with CNN and see here the first news, very big news that coronavirus cases in Brazil, they are going high and high, and the toll is rising. In this picture, we can see that it's a kind of mass grave, because generally you put one grave for one person. And when you have a lot of deaths at the same time, then this is an easy way to dig a big grave and put everything inside. And still, the problem is that the president is not taking things seriously. So the mayor he launches a furious attack on Bolsonaro, and president called him with a piece of S. So this is, you can see the kind of seriousness on the higher levels that maybe either they are working on some other agenda or and if you see the contrast of this picture and this picture, yesterday we see that US put a travel ban on Brazil because the death toll in Brazil is also very high. But the death toll within US is on the top by from many days. Now, I don't know what they will do by banning Brazil when they have allowed these people. If you see, this picture is constantly changing, but on the Memorial Day weekend, they did not take any precaution of any social distancing, and they are expecting that the things should be fine because without doing anything for it. So this kind of expectation can only take you further deep into the disaster. It will not take you out of the disaster, but it will enhance the things more badly. Boris Johnson's chief advisor has a lot of reasons, and he's just saying that I went there for a purpose, because he broke the general code of traveling during the pandemic, and now just because he's chief advisor, so he think that he could, if he has any problem, then he can break the law. In the same way, then anyone can break the law. There is no reason to make the law. If it has to be broken by the powerful people, or Syrian Republic beachgoer told me to get out of his country. So if you will try to stop someone going to the beach, they can show you the way back to your country. So this is how US is developing things. Amid COVID-19, when you start seeing a lot of deaths, generally, it's not for everyone, but generally, your heart melts. You become a bit softer, and you become a more better or more easy guy. But here, 100,000 deaths in US, and the beachgoer, he wants the CNN reporter to get out of his country, not to ask him any question. So here we see that Lufthansa clinches $10 billion bailout. So bailout is necessary for the companies because the time is very tough. But what we generally see that these kind of bailouts, I don't know, maybe if we keep some eye on this Lufthansa, like what happened in US as well, that when they get the bailout money, they give the bonuses to their executives. So if the bailout is to provide more money to the executives so that they can grab further more money, so this is not the right way. I mean, this is will only waste the money, and things will not go in the right direction. So US-China tensions are also bringing problem of the people. Life during pandemic and world's oldest fashion profession survived the age of social distancing. So first of all, this red light area becomes the oldest profession. I don't know how, but mm, this should not be able to survive social distancing. I mean, the better way is to give an alternate thing, an alternate job, or if you really care about the people involved in these kind of, I don't know, calling it profession is okay. I understand that in some countries this is legal for, like, for example, in my country it is illegal, so I cannot even call it a profession. But even if you call it a profession and if profession is dying, so you can provide alternate professions. This is a good time to provide some respectful, some good profession to these people, if because they should be in a fix. But like we always say that in bad times there is good time for some people. So maybe this is a good time for these people that they can come out of their oldest profession, and then they can take on some right or some real profession. So this woman, very confident and out of steel, because there was a quick during a TV interview, but she did not showed any uh, kind of shock on her faces, and she remained quite calm. So this lady of New Zealand, she's mashallah very good, very confident, and very she showed a confidence on many occasions. So I believe she's much better than a lot of male counterparts in uh, very big developed countries like US, UK, and Brazil. She's at least doing much better than these guys. So Zoom is going very high. Zoom is going good. Coronavirus is like a war, but not in the way Trump thinks. Because Trump like the wars where US can sell something, and we know that that something is always the weapons. But here, no one needs any weapon. I mean, people are already dying. So what kind of weapon you need? The thing that people need, I don't know why, but the big US, they don't make those things. I mean, they are just asking the people to send them masks, to send them ventilators. They are not, because they are busy in making weapons for them. I mean, you sell them masks, and they will, in return, they will sell you weapons so that you can enjoy the US weapons. So not much more on the CNN. Let's go to BBC. So the man is here as well. I don't regret. No problem. You don't need to regret. The people who may have been infected because of your carelessness, they should regret, maybe, if they know to regret or not. Spain is going to stop quarantining arrivals from 1st July. So for after almost one more month, Spain will ease some of the things. So after 1 month, you can do, but right now, a lot of people they are not even ready to do it. I feel very strange for these people in US. I mean, one holiday and they were like crazies. I mean, so you see this picture. I mean, this is how they enjoyed the COVID-19 with 100,000 people already dead. These 100,000 more are ready to join them. So it's up to them. I mean, if they don't feel good here, then they can follow their friends. So no more news on. Let's go to our friend China. So China is still very pushing very hard on Hong Kong, and this they are now bringing the normal political jargon that this step is good for Hong Kong, it's good for the security and stability of Hong Kong. And what kind of stability that the people are on the streets and they are protesting? You are trying to, you know much better than them, maybe, yes, but you are trying to give them something that they don't really need. They are not in any need of that. So apart from that, no big news on China. And now here this WHO praises China for openness on coronavirus. So this tension and row between the WHO and China and USA, it's not going to stop. I mean, US is already criticizing China a lot, but Iran reopens major Shia shrine after 2 months closure. So let's see. I mean, because Iran also had a very high number when the shrine was open. So now maybe the number has gone down. So they again want to bring it up. So they are again opening the shrine so that people can gather and then they can easily catch the virus, because if you don't come very close to each other, then you don't catch it easily. So I don't know, it looks like all of the country or most of the country, they want this thing to be easy on their people to get infected fast, so that whoever will die, and whoever will remain, then he can go back to work and he can start the business cycle again. I mean, so the more important thing, which is, yes, which is important in a lot of ways. I'm not saying that this is not important, but there are ways. Like for example, China is opening everything, and they are having no new COVID-19 cases, not even cases, not the deaths. Like here, in many countries, we see that the deaths are on the rise, but still they want to open up. I mean, if deaths are on the rise, at least for some times, you should close everything and you should bring the numbers down. And then, okay, when you feel like numbers are down, there is nothing big going on, then you can again open up, so that you don't let a peak happen. I mean, you just try to keep it flat. I don't know, a lot of, when all this started, everyone was saying that keep it flat, keep it flat. Now when the things is really striking, then they are in hurry um, to finish it fast. I mean, so they are not thinking about the death peak that can come because of this corona. So these were the headlines for today. So Corona is because this is a time of Corona, so everything should be Corona. So let's meet tomorrow and let's see that what we have tomorrow. So bye. See you tomorrow.